cream soda this time. Now, one more time, killing Bonehead 2.0 and Saturn.
Never got stationed anywhere this nice in the Lance. Lock and load. Check back later to see my new weapon of the day. Farewell, friend. It's a fine day, full of opportunity.
I watched the Angry Video Game Nerds review of Earthbound, and he didn't make one Undertale reference, not one. Nor did he reference Eiffel 65, but he did reference Metallica. So his referencing Metallica made up for his lack of referencing Eiffel 65. Watch the review and you'll understand the context. If only I could switch the scopes on these two.
Explain it to me again.
I got it.
Oh, what am I interested in acquiring? Rocking a good loadout as is. My needs are covered.
I'll keep you that way.
But it's okay to have wants, too.
Come on back anytime.
I need to go play with this. Flacker.
I am gone already. Welcome to my humble shop.
Remember the flak cannon from just a moment Unreal Tournament? Taking my jacket off. Why am I wearing a jacket indoors in late April?
We got a new issue of This Just In. Hear all about the Great Wolf.
2 words.
And their quest to take down
Climate change. Part of a natural cycle. I know I've talked about this before, but I'll continue to reiterate it as long as the Ted Turner Pinkos of the world continue to try to convince the Western world to drive down our standard of living.
Hope you've had your shots.
Do you know what the Kyoto Protocol was all about?
Catch you later. If he ain't dead.
It was a
I'll keep
plot
you that way.
by globalists to make the American worker pay an internationalist tax. Under the guise of protecting the environment. While at the same time their goal is also to drive down the standard of living of the Western world. they won't be satisfied until they've turned the entire planet into a global third world. Oh, let's get a look at that. A third world toilet. It's a perfect hybrid. Malawan barrel on a Malawan body with a Jacob's grip and a Jacob's sight. But it doesn't serve any of my needs currently. Did I grab my, yeah, Electro Twin Negotiator. I decided I needed to play around with that some more. Only two. Then I'll disembark. Tease. Corporate Storm. Insert Office Space reference. Let's talk about your DPS reports. That's referenced in, I think, the pre-sequel.
Please insert any donated organs into the receptacle below.
I don't really need to take 2 grenade mods with me.
On the one hand,
I just like singularities. I couldn't wait. Oh, the structurally superfluous scope. I'll never stop complaining about that. White label Jacob's revolver. Malawan barrel, Jacob's grip. White label Jacob's revolvers are top rate, and they're the only kind of Jake revolvers that are top rate. Oh yeah, that sucks. That's way too special purpose with that pre-programmed distance. It is a flak cannon, though, and that is how flak operates. You know, like in World War II movies or footage where you see those bombs bursting in air at a set distance. That's how they operate there. Except the real ones actually used a system that allowed them to be set. So they didn't just have one set distance. How'd you like that? Oh, did I think I might have mentioned something at some point of getting some more use out of that belt-fed Medusa.
It's killing time!
Pressed it twice. React faster to my commands, please. Use key. You react faster to my commands too. Ugh. Yeah, I'll check the shop first. I've never gotten the flacker before. I always knew it wouldn't be my style though because it's way too special purpose. I'll try it on Saturn. Just out of curiosity. And I probably won't sell it. I probably will pass it off to some other character. I mean, how are you supposed to gauge the distance? There's no practical indicator. You just have to guesstimate until you've gotten so accustomed to it. I don't like guesstimation. That's not my style. I'd much rather use an ordinary Ravager or even a Hulk. As you know, I prefer the Hulk for its greater efficiency. Oh yeah, what level is this flacker? 50? Yeah. I knew it had to be somewhere between 48 and 50.
How'd that feel, huh?
Ah, bone shredder! This is what I need.
Cool story.
Oh. That was close. If that had happened in the wrong order, I would have lost gambling money. That would have cheesed me off. Let's see what kind we've got. It's a Bernie one. It has a Bandit stock, a TDR grip, a Malawan sight. Let's see what kind of stats it has. Yeah. It's outmoded by my plasma caster. I don't think I ever think to go up here. I always remember that in Borderlands 1. Bring it. From my... Oh, of course I would have forgotten that. No. All I want to do is get more points on whatchamadoozers. You know what I'm thinking of. From my cold dead hands. Needs me a new double tap. Blue 50 or better. I also need to get more use out of this negotiator like I said I would. Everything reloaded. Nope. Had a feeling I was forgetting something. There's always so much stuff to get stuck on. Just plain old scenery to get stuck on.
Not dead yet!
See what I did there? Call it life insurance or some kind of insurance. Oh, come on.
Wow, that happened.
Full mag. Well, of course, that's because it's a 22-round mag. Borderlands 3, from now on, realistic mag capacities only. I get the impression that assault rifles, and this has been speculated by others plenty of times before, assault rifles were nerfed in order to make them only useful to Axton, with the exception of Torg if you're going for an explosive build with Creed. But that just shouldn't be. That's a philosophy of failure. Because the tips that you see in the load screens, one of them even suggests that all characters can use all weapons. You don't have to be an assassin to be a sniper. I forget exactly how it phrases it, but that's the basic gist. Every time I find a cannon, I want to be excited about it, because it should be an awesome weapon. But it's just not.
Hope you've had your shots.
They've consistently disappointed me. Jacob's cannons. Uh-oh. Yeah. I'll try to get some use out of it. Torque, stock, dull grip.
I'll patch you up whenever you need it.
First, I need to experiment with the flacker against Saturn. Frivolous tactical reload, only it's not so frivolous due to the low mag capacity. These mattresses are probably Greek. I used to work in a mattress factory. Ruined my lungs after the first week, and yet I stuck with that job for 4 years because I'm a chump. At the time, I was a desperate, miserable chump. Come on down. Wake up, you. I have a feeling this thing is going to turn out to be completely useless against Saturn. Yeah. You're a friggin' failure, Flacker. I don't do disappointment. It's not my style. Cannon's about as non-impressive as I was expecting it to be. Cannon's never impressed me, just like I said. Wagon wheel for a magazine. No, I won't torture you by singing Old Dan Tucker again. Those beacons remind me of that one part from Borderlands 1. I think those of you who've played it know the part I'm thinking of. It's in Rust Commons East, I think. TDR launcher. I don't do TDR launchers. So that was my purple. Where's my blue? You always drop one perp and one blue. Up and over pile. Looking around and I'm not seeing any blue. Oh well, screw it. Moving on.
Almost dead? I can fix that.
Looks like the shop's changed over. So I have to check. I have to know what's in the shop. Because if I were to miss out on a blue 50 double tap, well, that would just break my heart. Because it breaks my heart that the double tap is so overlooked by most players. Yeah. The Torg Bang Stick is good early on in normal mode, but once you hit like level 15 or so, and this is just me, at level 15 I prefer to go with
High quality, low prices, and no questions asked.
2, 3, or 4 barrels on a Torg shotgun, or most shotguns for that matter,
2 words, mate.
starting at level 15, unless it's a Hyperion shotgun with a Hyperion barrel. And I'm playing as Sal, because Hyperion shotguns with Hyperion barrels are good for Sal. Or any barrel, just about, for that matter. I like the crowdsourcing. The Bandit barrel is my favorite shotgun barrel. I keep misjudging depth. Alright. I need to get more use out of this, and this, and this. I'll reserve all of that, since I just...
Yeah, I know you think I'm a monster, or you think I enslaved Angel, but you didn't see what she did to her mother. I had to restrain Angel's power. You get that? I had to.
And I'm sure he had to exploit her for profit and power, too. Don't listen, Vault Hunter. He killed Angel long before he pulled the plug.
Dare speak about my daughter.
Permanent sites.
Really, that's quite phenomenal, though. And as it turns out, not a human is going through her body. I can stab her
Bring it.
I'm told it's agonizing. Oh, she looks pissed. Son of a bitch. We're coming in. Just hold on.
I give up on the flacker. Yeah, I didn't look at the explosion. Cool guys don't look at explosions. I wanted to see it though. Fall. Action movie. Yeah, style points. Would have been even more style points if it landed in the slag pit instead of next to it. If I didn't have this, a Droog would have been good. Is that a... It is. It's a belt fed, but with a structurally superfluous scope. Because even with the Jacobs barrel, it's not going to be all that accurate. I don't know. It's okay, I guess. Fire rate's too low.
Hey, stand in front of it!
I think Zero is probably an experimental prototype assassin built by either Atlas or Hyperion.
Tossing out grenade!
The reason for that theory is
Great job, amigo. Now that you're in, there ought to be an info terminal nearby. Find it.
both Atlas and Hyperion utilize cloaking tech. Oh no. Really?
Deploying sentry!
I have put myself in kind of a vulnerable spot. You know, I have the high ground and I'm facing quite a few foes from multiple directions. But it was worth it to open up that. Got a blue teddy. That's not bad.
Not today! I'm ready for more!
No. I'm hard to kill, yo. Don't really need a blue teddy SMG, since I've got a Karate Go Nuts Bone Shredder and a Burninating Plasma Caster.
Damn. Jackson all the Iridium's mine straight to the Hero's Pass. That must be where the Warriors go. Back to Sanctuary. It's time to find the assault.
Deploying Lady Fist. Unkempt Herald, what? I'd rather wait till UVHM before I use the Unkempt Herald. Structurally superfluous scope. Pick the place clean. pick the place clean and clean the place up of obstructions. Invisible barrier. That's all right. Of course. Stuck on scenery. Almost hung myself from my own tombstone. Not somebody else's, but I had to reference that earlier part of the game. As you do. Oops, I didn't realize I was doing quite so much damage. I meant to finish it off with my Doom Stick. Doom Stick. Doom Stick. Doom Stick. Doom Stick. I know there's some behind me. What am I stuck on? Scenery. Typical.
Let's see.
I can barely see. Glare on my monitor. Something you probably won't be able to detect from what it looks like to you. Depends on what time of day it is and what sort of lighting you have going on in your neck of the woods. A go-go. Hodeo Joe a go-go. Swig of my drink. I most definitely prefer this as a slag delivery system, as opposed to a Doom launcher. Bandit stock with that accessory on it. M1N1 grip, Hyperion sight. Well, that's just like this. Bandit stock with that accessory, which I think reduces recoil. M1N1 grip, Hyperion sight. Oh, Jacob's grip. I don't like Jacob's grips on dull machine pistols. See how, yeah, about as expected. I know I said I was going to get more use out of the negotiator, but I guess its lack of accuracy is just more than I remembered. More than I had recalled from the previous episode, I guess. I already got that one. Did I get all of them? Jake and Mal complimenting each other. That's complement as opposed to compliment. Two different spellings. Technically two different words with two different meanings. Plenty accurate. Despite the flat-off barrel. I'm not running out there just for a few wads of cash. So I've spent quite some time in this place, the arid Badlands. That's what it used to be called. Yes, INTJs can be sentimental. Contrary to what the stereotype says about us. I get a loot midget? And if so, will it actually give me something? Of course not. That right there would be a fairly decent SMG for a shock trooper Axton. if you ask me.
You can never be too well armed. Welcome,
Let me check the
customer.
shop speed before I turn this mission in.
Remember, it's always open.
Wasn't like this back in the Lance.
If he ain't dead, I'll keep you that way.
Wow. That is a worthwhile turtle shield right there.
I'll patch you up whenever you need it.
Not too significant a sacrifice of health if you think of it in terms of percentage and as a ratio levied against what you're gaining in proportion. By the way, am I the only one who thinks
Everybody
of
good?
booster shields as sort of like manually operated turtle shields? Manually operated in the sense that they provide a vaguely similar bonus of increased shield charge, though it occurs in a different way.
Be careful out there.
And with no sacrifice of health. I might decide to play around with the negotiator a bit more on this character, though I don't really need to. Its accuracy is nothing to write home about, but if you use it like a substitute approximate masher, sort of, I'll pass the flacker off to a different character too and play around with it more.
This ends now! Jack, Lilith, and the Warrior are in Heroes Pass, so
Well,
that's
on.
where we're headed. This is the final fight, amigo. If you gotta prepare, do it now. Go check around the city. These people don't have much, but they still want to help you. Hyperion's locked the entrance to Heroes Pass. Get back to Claptrap. You'll need him to open the way for you. Brick and I will meet you once you're in. Win or lose, we're gonna finish this together. For Bloodwing, for Roland, for Pandora!
Booyah! Couldn't you have given me something better than a white relic, though?
Though I generally have trouble verbalizing my thoughts into words that will not utterly confuse or nauseate you, I find my mental processes are now surprisingly focused. I have only 2 words for you, perhaps the most important 2 words ever spoken on Pandora. Kill Jack! Here, this may help you in your efforts to put a hilariously large hole in Jack's face.
I'll stick with the one I've got. Because I want that recharge rate faster, too. That's really the more important thing.
I ain't the best with words, but I just want you to know I'm rooting for you out there. Jack kicked me out of my home back in Firestone, It's about time he got what's coming to him. Here, thought you could use this.
If that Vault Hunter comes by, you make sure and give him my love, alright?
What? Ooh, no, I ain't gonna do that.
I mean, wish him luck, Scooter.
Hey, man. Elle and I were just talking about you. Now, you make sure to come back alive, okay? If you can, come back with Jack's head on a pike. You hear?
What Scooter said. I wanna hollow that son bitch's gourd and eat nachos out of it.
Oh, nearly forgot. Elle and I got something for you. Hope it helps.
Bouncy sludge Merv. Bit too fancy for my taste. By the way, if you ever do an Allegiance run, Bandit, don't underestimate Bandit. They're really the most versatile brand.
I've had just about enough of that handsome jackass sugar. Get rid of him, and you'll never pay for another drink again. Here, I got something for you.
Handsome jackass, huh?
Well, my old friend, I wish you the best. May you return from your quest with handsome blood on your hands and a smile on your face. Oh, and lest I forget, here you are. Thought it could be of some use.
Only for the resale value. See how much time is left on the shot.
Any donated organs into the
Perfect. It's perfect!
Jack's monopoly on weapons is running me out of business. But that's not why I want him dead. I want him dead because he's a greedy, murdering son of a bitch who needs to die screaming. Good luck. Here, you might need this.
What do we got here? Once again, not my style.
Sup, sucker? It's Tina. I wrote you a poem. It goes a little something like this. Break it down. Kill Jack, kill Jack, kill Jack, kill Jack, kill Jack. Kill Jack. A poem by Tiny Tina.
I can already.
Now, I go and I sell everything everyone just gave me. Because none of it suits my purposes.
Later, Vault Hunter. It's a fine day, full of opportunity.
Good thing they're video game characters, otherwise I might have hurt their feelings.
Why lose the dead when you can buy from me?
Oh yeah. There's nothing revolutionary about communism. It's an old idea that appeals only to old minds. Alright. Time to decide what to take with me, what to pass off to others. other characters. I mean, you knew what I meant. This Lima Papa is shaping up to be close to the same length as normal mode, 50-something episodes. What was it for normal mode? 51? Talk to you later. Let's see. Special purpose, don't really need it. Special purpose, don't really need it. And I don't know. That's a 48, but it's good. The same is true for this and this. I might do a gambling episode before I do the end game. I'm going to gamble some before I end this episode too, also, as well. I know a lot of these weapons are so-called common, but it's uncommon to find certain common but awesome weapons that have just the right arrangement of parts, or they don't have to be perfect, but near perfect. I want to travel light, as light as possible. I've got long range and short range acid guns, variable range fire. Do I have all my elements covered? I don't really need all of them. I've got all but electric. Maybe I'll take an electric with me. I'll probably have to be breaking shields. And Raykill's perfect for that. In fact, I'll take that over this for its user friendliness by comparison. And let me check something. Yeah, I think what I will do is I'll end this episode here, and then the next episode will be a gambling episode of like 50 minutes to an hour's worth of gambling to be sure I've got everything I need. I really want a blue 50 double tap to take with me for the end game, because it's my signature weapon. And I think it looks like I've got all my other bases covered. Everything is blue or better. So yeah, that's my only quote need, unquote, which is really a want. But hey, why not? Why shouldn't I have a signature weapon, or whatever you want to, however you prefer to think of it? Flat off grip, Jacob's stock. Flat off scope, flat off barrel. Malawan grip, Vladoff stock. Hyperion scope, Vladoff barrel, pig sticker. And Malawan right there, doll right there, doll right there. Rocking a good loadout. This is going to be fun. Catch you on the flip side, and see you next mission, slabs.